Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, I'm going to pull up this screen, and we're going to answer the question, or try to answer the question, which of our commits are going to break out this year as far as receiver and or tight end. Now, yesterday, actually it came out this morning, I did a video on our current roster of wide receivers, also on about 5 of the transfer portal guys that we were looking to add as far as maybe a slot receiver or a wide receiver. But I did not cover the commits that we've got because it was just too much, and I wanted to do a separate video on it. So this is going to be on the 3 commits that we have in our 2023 class that are really, really good. I mean, these are high-end dudes, okay? These are not your, 2-star, 3-star type fellas. These are guys that everybody in the country wanted, and we got them. And the other reason I didn't add them is I wanted some additional content, because this is really good content. So yeah, I was a little bit evil on that one, but it's okay. And the other reason I didn't add them in the last video is I know it's not a good idea to do super long videos. People don't like that. YouTube likes it, but human beings really don't. So cutting this up like this will be a little bit more consumable for you, the YouTube audience. All right, we're going to start out with Nathan Lee Cox. Now, this guy has really come on this year. He's 6'3", 200 pounds. He's got all the size you would ever want in a wide receiver. He also became a very high 4-star, and we're going to show you the tracking on that. And this guy's got a top-end speed of 10.8, under 11 seconds in the 100-yard dash. He's a 4.4 40 guy, and he is a track guy, which the Vols have a history of finding guys that are also track guys, as you know. Willie Gault, for example. And this dude had a huge year in 2022, 1,700 yards with 23 touchdowns. I mean, this guy has been outstanding this year. Now, when I first started covering Nathan Lee Cox, I actually had just started this channel up. It was like 5 months ago. And he was showing up as a 3-star, and I was sitting here looking at the guy's stats and his size, and I'm going, there's no way this guy's a 3-star. It didn't make any sense. But as he started to blow up, his numbers went up too, and I'll show you his history. As you can see here, he started out back in June at 587th in the country, and then he very quickly started moving up. By September, he'd moved up to 362, which he was almost a 4-star. Then he became a 4-star right in here in late September, and then boom, he just started rising. Right now, he's 107th in the country, so he went from 580th to about 100. That's one of the fastest rising athletes in the entire country. I mean, this guy's the real deal. He could be very special for the Vols. And here's some of his highlights. Now, this is from his junior year. His senior year, he was twice as good as he was his junior year, but, I mean, he was still fantastic. And you can just see the speed and the hands this guy's got. Right here, as you can see. Now, this guy should have caught him right here, and he just, no way. There's that track speed, and he's gone. Then he does the little ticker tape thing there at the end. Now, here's a dangerous spot for Lee Cox to be in. At the 4-yard line, he's just going to run a pure sprint, and he just blows right by that guy. Unbelievable catch. And this is the back end of this play. So, that's huge. That totally turns the momentum of the game. Now here you're going to see him run a route that you would see him run at UT, right across the middle, boom, and then he breaks the tackles and he runs by him. That's a UT play right there. And again, he uses his speed, runs right by the cornerback. He has no chance, and he's gone. So again, this was his junior year, so it's only gotten better since then. So Nathan Lee Cox could be very special for the Vols. I mean, he could be the Cedric Tillman sort of combo. Cedric Tillman, maybe a little bit of Jalen Hyatt, because he does have that 4.4 speed and that top-end speed. So we need to be keeping an eye on this guy. He could be special, and he might play early. We'll see. If not, sophomore year, expect a breakout. Now we're going to talk about an absolute freak athlete. This dude, Cam Selden, you're not going to see an athlete quite like this very often. He's got a little bit of that Brew McCoy vibe about him. He's huge. He really could darn near be a linebacker, but he's actually a wide receiver. He can also be a running back. This guy's 6'1", 220 pounds. He's a very high 4-star. He's another guy that runs a sub-11 100-yard dash, and I'm going to show you his stats on his 40-yard dash because they'll blow you away. Now, this is on Huddle, and right here, of course, he's the #1 player in the state of Virginia, and they're showing his 40-yard dash. It's showing 4.27, so right at a 4.3, 210, 220 pounds. I mean, that is huge. His 100-yard dash, under 10.8. Now, look here. He's benching 370 with 30 reps of 185. If you've ever benched 185, 30 times is a lot, okay? I can tell you the most I ever got was 225 one time. One time, and I was shaking, and I couldn't do 225 now. I'd struggle with 185 probably. And here's some of his highlights, and realize this was his sophomore year. He was already a freak athlete then. And you could see this guy playing a lot of positions. But here you're going to see how, look at the size of this guy. I mean, that's a sophomore. I mean, look at this speed. Nope, okay, you're not getting me. Nope. Goodbye. I mean, what's he, 15, 16 years old? Here, look at the speed. I mean, he's just gone. I don't know if the guy can throw it that way. He had to come back for it because he's just too fast. He looks so much bigger than these other guys. It's not even funny, which is not surprising. But again, this is a sophomore playing against juniors and seniors, and there he is just running through the guys. This is playing running back up. Look at the speed. This guy's half his size. Can't even come close. So Josh Heupel's got to figure out what to do with this dude. I mean, you could put him all over the field. He could be running back, wide receiver, slot receiver. He could be a tight end. He could actually be a linebacker. So I think Josh Heupel's got his hands full of figuring out what to do with a guy like this. I mean, he's the Swiss Army knife of wide receivers. He's huge and he's fast. I mean, he's an embarrassment of riches when it comes to athletic skills. I think Heupel's going to be real pleased when he gets him on campus. And the third dude that we're going to take a look at is a tight end, and this guy's very highly ranked, and he got injured his senior year, or I think he would have wound up being a 5-star. He's a very high 4-star, and it's Ethan Davis. And Ethan's 6'5", 221 pounds. He's a very high 4-star, and we're going to take a look at some of his highlights. Now here you'll watch him just run right up the middle for a nice touchdown, which is a typical tight end move. And you can see him doing this for the Vols, no problem. And here he goes, and he's gone. And it's just so easy for him. I mean, that's the easiest play in the world for a guy with his skills. And here's what one of the recruiting analysts has to say about Ethan Davis. He said, "You look like $1 million. He's tall and built out physically and can move for his size, so it's easy to see why Tennessee wanted him so badly and why Ole Miss and others have been trying to flip him. He's great on the 50-50 balls." It says the tight end class is loaded in 23, but Davis deserves consideration to move up and might be the best-looking tight end in the class not named Deuce Robinson. And as you can see, he's still ranked the 126th prospect in the country and the #6 tight end, and that's not even playing this year. And as I recall, he had a torn labrum. So, it's not like he blew out a knee or something like that. That's something you can come back from and still be 100%. And so I expect him to come in this year and really start competing, and he might end up being our most important tight end because, as you know, we're losing a couple of tight ends. We do have the fella coming in from UC Davis who is – that guy looks good too. He's very fast. So we're going to have a couple of really nice tight ends coming in, and we may add another. I wouldn't be surprised because we're losing 2 to graduation, and 1 has entered the transfer portal. So we could probably use another tight end, and I'm sure they're looking in the portal for another one. All right, folks, I just wanted to go over those 3 individuals, those 3 commits, one of which is already here in Knoxville, and the other 2 will be coming, I would think, in the spring. And I think these 3 guys could be very special for the Vols. I mean, they're so talented, and they really bring a lot of skills to the table. And really, any of these 3 guys could break out. If not their freshman year, then their sophomore year. I mean, they look really good. Anyway, if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover the Vols, the SEC, and all that good stuff. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that button right there. It's on my left, your right. That's a subscribe button. I would appreciate it. And the video that YouTube thinks you should watch is right there. And they're pretty good at knowing what you like. Anyway, I hope you did like the content, and we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.